Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday night crop. We are doing a crafting. It is the Kiwi Club crop night using the Fly High templates. Fly High templates come from our January 21, we're in 22 now. January 2022 Kiwi Club kit, which is Sky's the Limit. So if you're a paper crafting club member, you got the paper and the templates. If you're a template club member, you got the templates. And then of course, if you're a community member, you can purchase either the templates or the entire kit on the site in our overstock category. Tonight we have creative partner Suzanne Connor with us. She is going to be using the templates from the January 2022 kit. And we also have a free printable in the overview description of this event that we made to go along with the templates as well. If you're joining us, go ahead and say hello. We're very excited about the month of January, right? We're doing a couple things for our Kiwi Lane community members. We first have the promotion of spend $25 and get the free hot air balloon template. So if you have spent $25 in the Kiwi Lane shop in the month of January, you received a free hot air balloon template. I hope you weren't surprised by it. It's a little gift from us to you. And then we also this month, today, added the Kiwi Club 2020 kits into our last chance category. So be sure to check out the last chance category in our shop. That's where we're putting products that we are going to be vaulting in preparation for new products. And I'll link all these links in the description or in the comments as well. I see a few comments. Suzanne, if you want to introduce yourself real quick.
Good. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure I had comments. Hello, everyone. So excited to be back. Have been off and about doing things, and I can't wait to show you these fun templates. Yeah, from Pennsylvania, where it's nice and confused outside. Doesn't know if it's going to rain or snow.
Sounds like Idaho all the time.
Hi, Beth.
If it's hot or if it's cold. Hi,
Yeah.
Beth. Hi, Deb. Hi, Sharon. Thanks for joining us. Okay, well, I'm going to let you take over, Suzanne. I'm going to put some links into the chat of some of the announcements I made at the beginning of the video or the craft-in. But thanks for joining us. Yeah, we're having Suzanne Connor. She's going to create with the templates from our template kit this month, which is the Fly High templates. So with that being said, Suzanne, you can take over.
All right. Thanks, Sonia. Have a great evening.
You're welcome. You too.
Well, good evening, everyone. The first page I have up, I just was showing it to Sonia, so I'm going to play a little bit here and try to get things straight. I just did it. We just had the best time. We just came back from Florida, from Disney, with our granddaughter who's 4.5. So I have lots of pictures, lots of pictures to scrap. So I started and I made this one, and it actually uses the new kit. Didn't even realize it when I started it. The triangles, layering them. I popped her picture up, and then the sunshine and the hot air balloon. But we have another one we're going to get to. So you guys, if you have any questions, please shout them out. And if it's too dark or I've got a new setup here tonight, so it's a little different for me, so I'm going to do the best that I can. I am not starting with Kiwi Lane paper as my foundation. I just have some yellow cardstock from Simple Stories, I believe, a nice yellow that's going to be my background. And these two pieces here are pretending to be 4x4 photos. So we're going to play a little. I am using 2A and 2B from Aspen Court for my borders. This is the Fly High number 6, and this is number 5, I believe. And we're going to use those just as a little foundational piece back here. Up in the corner, I have the fly high hot air balloon, and then the a la carte that Sonia was telling you that comes free with a purchase of $25 or more right now. This is the little bannery thing. I don't even know what to call it. And I pulled in the a la carte kite, and I have a second hot air balloon. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I'm going to, sorry, I am playing with this, trying to get it. I had to move my camera real quick for Sonia. And so it's a little different than what I intended. Okay. So I started with my pictures as I usually do. And I went through, and we had gone to see a little, was called Kite Tales and Animal Kingdom. And she just loved that show, and it was fun. So I thought it would be a good one to put. I had enough photos. Now, if you don't have the photo templates, which, you know, when I first started, I thought, what do I need these for? But I love them. Now that I've gotten to where I started using them, and they are wonderful. First of all, as you see in my layout, I only have 2 of this size, so I had to make up some other ones. But it also gives you the ability to see through your photos. So that's what I did earlier. I had printed my pictures out, and I cut them down to 4x4s because I wanted to see some of the water and still some of the background and the cute little kite type things. This is an extra one. I'm not going to cut it, but if I was, I would probably cut above the person's hat. I don't want to see it, but this allows you to see through that. And if you can probably see through my picture. Okay, so that's what I would just take that to my trimmer and cut that down. I'll get these out of the way because you already know what those are. They're cut and ready to go. I will ink them. I like to ink my edges. So what I've done, I just wanted a little bit of movement. So I have that. And I then went and I found a previous Kiwi Club kit that, and some other things for some texture here, that I still had around from when they had one. And I cannot for the life, and I should have asked Sonia to look it up, but I don't know if any of you have it or had it, but it used to be kind of a Mickey Mouse themed. It had this was the back of it. I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. And I looked to see if I still had one, but I don't. But anyway, this is the paper kit I'm actually going to use now for my layout. So for those of you who have never used Kiwi Lane, we do our layout. We take our templates, design our page. It's very adjustable if you don't like it. If you want to make a change to it, you can. That's easy enough. My thing decided to pop something up on the screen. Anyway, so what I did was I got it all laid out. So I'm going to start with my border. Again, I said I used Aspen Court 2A and 2B. And this is the paper I've decided to use. I love the colors. Bright and colorful goes with all my pictures. Put it on along the edge. Trace it, which I've already done. So, trace it real quick. Take the second one, put it in here, mark it. I usually put these away at that point, and then take it to my trimmer. One straight cut. Sorry, I have to move my trimmer. And then we're going to cut right down the middle. Is anybody creating with me tonight? Anybody have anything? I've got to figure out how to get rid of this thing. It has to go. Let's get rid of that. All right. Anybody creating along or playing, making something different? What's everybody been up to? Did everyone have a fun Christmas? Don't leave me talking to myself, I might get crazy in here. No, actually, I'll tell you, I've been away. Oh, Beth, nice, using up an old kit. Suggestions or substitute borders for Aspen Court. Really anything will do. I'm just using the smaller one. It's just for a little bit of movement. So anything you have, I don't know how many or what you have, but as you can see, this one, the only thing I will say is I am running it straight across. So when you do it, you want to make sure that you line them up right there. Okay. Hi, Margaret Bowersox. Thanks for joining. Yeah, so anyway, I sat down the other day. We've been away for a couple weeks, and before that, I know all of you were probably just as busy with Christmas and getting ready and baking and having family time and making some memories. I've got pictures from that, from cookie baking to do. But anyway, I sat down and it was like, oh, how do I do this? Wow, you have everything but Aspen Court. Oh, Deborah. Well, honestly, you could use, let me think, something that pops in the top of my head real fast. That's terrible. I want to give you one that you can do. So, hey, you know, like, remember, I'm the person who keeps her handy dandy little book. So the reason I chose Aspen Court was because I liked the movement in this one. So Chestnut Drive has movement. Eli Avenue has some nice movement. I liked the squiggly movement, but not too busy. Paisley Place, had the small one in Paisley Place would work too. So there you go. There's 3 options. I keep my book. I use it. Yeah, so anyhow, yeah, just a little bit of movement. I'm going to use the Fly High diamonds like a mountain in the back, just for color. Now it's just going to be foundational. There's really not a mountain in these. Well, I guess there is. We're at Animal Kingdom, so there's trees and stuff behind it, but just using it. And it was the kites. It was a little kite show. Unfortunately, my daughter, I didn't take any pictures. My daughter took these, and there was a part of the show that was kites that they pulled. They pulled these with skidoos or whatever you call those things, water things. It was really cool. My granddaughter, we all enjoyed it. We all really enjoyed the show. So those are going to line up like that. Okay. Now, so the next thing, I keep wanting to touch this, but I'm not going to. All right, next piece I'm going to do, and I kind of cheated a little already, is the diamond. So the color that I chose to do was I had in the set was some of this blue. It was a little piece of it left. And I used my template and I traced it out. Now, since I had so little left to work with, I had to be conservative. So what I did was I took my template and I laid it under here to see where it was going to be. And I actually laid this under, actually. I didn't lay the template. I'm sorry, I'm lying. I laid this underneath because it's going to travel across the 2 pages. And I marked it. And then I just held them here in place. And this is my little paper conservation tip. Then, so there's a pencil line on here. You probably can't see it, but I just very lightly pencil marked it. And then I put this one in so that I knew where I wanted it to be. And there's a pencil mark on it also. So I actually drew right here on it. Okay. So then I took it to my paper. And since I had my mark on here, I was able to put this in here and draw around it. And then I put this on top and I cut it out so that I was able to get enough blue to do this. Hope that's not crazy confusing. If you have enough paper, you don't have to worry about that, but I didn't, so I had to find a way to conserve some paper. So this piece will go in here, and this will go on top, but I will ink those so that they pop. I'm an inker. Okay, anybody have any questions about that craziness I did? So I'm gonna go ahead and ink that, because as I've told you in the past, if I don't ink when I'm doing it, gone. I actually just finished that other layout a little bit ago, and another layout I did with my granddaughter, and I almost put a piece, glued it down before I inked it, and that stresses me out. Stresses me out. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody else, you guys, I have to look up, but for whatever reason, it pops up your comments and then leaves right away. So, but hope you're all, if you have any questions, pop them up. And if I don't answer you and I don't see it, please post it again or something. I'll look back through them, try to see them. They pop up. Hazel, yeah, Paisley Place. Okay, let me see. I cannot find my templates. Where, Minetta, where are your templates? Hello, is it Tania or Tanya from Texas? Love Texas. My husband and I were there. Hello, Kentucky. Oh my goodness, we have people from all over. You guys, this is awesome. I feel like I'm visiting with friends when you guys, hi from Titusville, PA. You're the closest person to me. All right. Okay, so back to business. It's really going to be a quick layout. It's not going to take long now that I have figured out what I was doing with it. Okay. Now, the photo's going to go here. Now I wanted, since we're in the sun, having all this fun, I wanted a big sunshine. Let me find my sun. All right. So this paper was also part of the kit. And so what I did was, because as we all saw, my template isn't big enough to come down to where I need, right? So I put it on here. And I kind of, you know, just however it's going to work. Traced around it. I don't think I have it. No, I don't feel like I have it in the right spot. I must have though. All right, for whatever reason, just doesn't feel like it. Okay, so anyway, I just don't have it lined up. Then what I did, so I could have the full thing, is I just flipped it over. Pushed this one, this end one up in with the other one. Excuse me. And then trace it on around. I know I don't need all of it, but I have it. So that's how I'm going to make my big sun. Start it like this, get that traced around, flip it over. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. Yeah, Margaret, you be my little answerer there for me if you, I can't see them on my screen. All right, so I'm going to quickly use my Tim Holtz scissors, which I know we all talk about all the time, and I'm just gonna go around the outside and cut the squares or along the flat edges. Real quick. Get this stuff out of the way. I'm gonna put my template back in my little holder because I don't want to lose it. Amazing. These little things can slip in some paper, can't they? And then you can't find them. You'll spend forever looking for them. Anybody else do that? Oh my gosh, it makes me crazy. So anyway. All right, so then what I do, I just think it's for me, it works best. I just go around the whole circle. And I'm going to cut in. I'm going to do all the in cuts. And then I'll go back around and cut them all out. Bought a new pair of Tim Holtz scissors today, and I have to get used to them. The handles are different. I like how they work, but I didn't want to be playing with that, trying to show you what I'm doing. So everyone have a fabulous Christmas. We did. We had a fabulous Christmas. We had a lot of people here for Christmas Day, and we left the day after and went to, my kids were kind enough to go with me to Disney. Yeah, that's what I wanted. For my birthday was in October, and we couldn't go till now, and we had a fabulous time. We ate our way around Epcot several times, rode all the rides, tried all kinds of new food. The weather could not have been nicer. We were there once before in January, and it got really cold at night. We had to break out the winter coats and hats, but not this time. It was gorgeous. So we feel very blessed and fortunate. And so that being said, like I said, I've got hundreds of pictures to do. All right, away with those. Okay, now I'm going to ink this thing. I think I'll start. And I ink very similar to how I cut. I just, I come from underneath because when I try to do it on top, I always make a big blurb. And I go on one side, and once I go all the way around, I do the other. I don't know why I'm swiping twice, guys. It's just, I don't know, I have it, I guess. And then I flip it over, and I quickly go the other. Now it's funny, this way I don't feel like I have to do twice. Isn't that funny how we just get, anyway. Yeah. Oh, guys, the new products are coming out in February. You're going to love them. Mine came today, and I told Sonia that I had to leave them in the other room because I did not want to accidentally grab them and use them tonight. So I hid them from myself. But they'll be coming out. I'll be making something with them. Has everybody done the challenge? This month's January's challenge off the front of the idea book. So if you don't even have the idea book, you can see the front cover of it. It's online. I actually did it without knowing I was doing it. So I need to get a picture of it and get it submitted. I won a t-shirt recently, and I was so excited. You thought I got $1 million. And they are so comfortable. They are the nicest t-shirts. If you didn't get any when they sold them the last time, and they come back up, I recommend a t-shirt. I'm telling you, they're worth every penny. They wash beautifully. All right, there's that one. I will move these out of my way. And I'm going to start gluing some stuff down in a second because things moving around make me crazy. Okay. So I think before I go any further, I'm actually going to put my photos down. Okay, so I'm going to move these out of the way. And these were just pretending to be 4x4s. Okay. So all my picture things. So I had these laid out in the manner that, I'm trying to keep it on screen, that the event started. So I didn't ink these yet. So I like to ink mine. I don't really like to see the white And I purposefully cut this one a little big so it has the date on it. I'm going to go ahead and ink them all and put them in place. Just, it only takes me a second. That way you guys can catch up if you're not an inker or whatever. Is anybody working along with me that I need to go slow for? I pretty much scrapbook every day. I make a page. Well, sometimes I make a page every day. Sometimes I make a page a week. It just depends on the week. You guys probably understand that. I was reading through one of the comments, not a comment, well, it was a comment, but one of the storylines earlier about someone trying to do 365 because they have so many kids in that. And I don't know if you're listening, or if you're on tonight, but I will just throw out there that one of my favorite things that this does for me is it is a walk down memory lane. So not saying I wouldn't scrapbook all the pictures you can, but keep some, because there is nothing more fun than going back through and being able to pull out those photos. Now, I will tell you, I did not realize till I was starting this that, so I'm gonna make a tiny little adjustment. I used my selfie printer and it does not, these are not a true 4-inch wide. And I didn't realize that. And I'm not planning on matting under these. So I'm just gonna hold them over and up a tad, and they're going to get a tiny little outline. Now, if I was being very fastidious, I would use a ruler so that they're perfectly straight, but I'm pretty sure that I can eyeball it. Get them. So I put one on the right and the one on the right and left first, and then I'll center this one between it. So that way I can make it look straighter, because I can, as my dad, who was a carpenter, would say, split the difference. And then there's that way I get an even, if you understand what I'm saying. If I tried to go this way with it, I probably wouldn't get it even. Okay. Any questions on that one? Hey, everybody. It feels so good to be back. I feel like I've been away from you guys forever. Okay, not seeing any comments, so if anybody has anything, let me know. Okay, whoops, I saved the wrong one. Just told you why I was doing it, and then I okay. All right. Photos down. Now, this one's going to come in later. He goes, let's see, am I getting out of the screen a little there? All right. So the next piece I'm going to position, since it's so large, is I'm going to put the sun in next, and so I can see that I need to cut it. I'm just going to kind of give it a little mark here. Doesn't really matter. Just so I know that it's out of the way of my photos. I'm just going to quickly cut it off. Okay. All right. Now I used to tape really heavy, put a lot of tape. And one of the things that I better make sure that's down a little lower. Quit doing that, because just like that, if I want to make an adjustment, there's no flexibility. So I've lightened it up, and then if I need to go back and put some, or you could put temporary tape if you wanted. Now I am going to butt this right over top, just the tiniest little bit. See, even my template doesn't quite make the 12 inches. And I measured it again to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. But okay. Everybody doing all right? Okay. Down, down, down. All right. Here's one of those moments where we have to lift it back up. Okay. A little more ink. I will probably be cutting these. I don't know if you guys have ever done that. I will cut it. So part of the reason, that I draw when I'm doing the layout is so just like now, I know right where to position it, especially when it's going across 2 pages. Okay. So that one's in. This one, just gonna slide it in here, slide it down. And this one we can just eyeball and put it wherever it looks good to us. Looks a little crooked to me. All right. The tiniest bit crooked. All right, there we go. So those are going to replicate mountains. All right. So the next thing we're working with right now are the balloons. In this picture, typically he's out of center, and I would like to cut this, but I think it's fun to see where they housed those big balloons. And I just wanted to remember that. My memory isn't as good as it used to be. So I'm going to leave that, even though a lot of times I would have cut that off. But I had never been to something like that. So this one I had figured, see the little dip, the monkey, he will fit right in there so nicely. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and put him in place real quick. I might do that. I tuck photos a lot and try to, that's take into consideration. Had I been working on it and this was too dippy, I would have replaced it with something else. So, okay. So I was putting kite over here too. Okay, so we have a balloon and a kite on this side and 2 balloons on this side. And then I have to think about where I'm going to journal. I'm going to put some strip. Oh yes, I have green that was from. That's going to go down here. I'm going to put, they're 2 half-inch strips. Just nice and simple. We'll go ahead and do those. And that just, and you can see this one had a little bit of white because it's from that strip set. And they had, it was close, so it came a little bit of white, but the ink covers that right up, so it's not a problem. So just a quick little inking. I like to layer. Sometimes I do my journaling right on a strip like this. I'll just write right across it, which might be what I end up doing. Just, or I'll make some letters. Or I'll come up with a tag or a bracket. Do you guys have brackets? Do you love them? I think tags and brackets are my absolute all-time favorite. Yeah. I think that I saw, is it brackets? One of them that's going into the vault. If you don't have tags and brackets, I would highly recommend it. Tags, brackets, and nature. If those were the only ones I had, I could make layouts. Because nature goes with boys or girls. I've only ever done girls because I have 2 daughters and a granddaughter. Maybe someday there will be a little boy entered into our world. So I'm going to pull this in, and it is literally a hair longer than the white, just so the white doesn't show. Okay. Everybody doing all right? Not seeing. Aha. Oh my gosh. Deborah, 4 family Disney trips in November. Wow. What else does it say? Then that happened. It was 3 albums, The House and Lands, and True as a Walk Down Memory Lane. And yes, it's kind of funny. I was doing the same thing. I hadn't done a lot of our Disney pictures. We've gone every other year since 2000, with the exception of from 2016 till 2021. We've taken a break. Yeah, girls got older, got married, things changed. Okay, so then in the printables, one of the things is away we go. I still have my card from the kit. So I am using my card. So I traced it out. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, because I don't want to cover up the words, in one of my other ones, I traced the lines, and I really like that, but I can't do that in this one because, it'll cover up the words. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do the outside of the balloon to give it a little bit of something. So I'm just going to line it up here. And then I'm going to take my marker. I'm going to go around the inside, just the inside and up. And then what I kind of worked out was if I pull the balloon down, it'll give me what I need to go ahead and bring it across. Okay. Haven't decided what I think we should do down there. I've kind of looked at it and couldn't decide. So there's the little cutout. What I'm going to do, because I'm going to put a different colored basket. So I went ahead and cut up in and over. So I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting that out because that's going to be covered up. So we can cut through there and it's not a problem. Okay. Now I'm going to try to ink in this little holes. Not going to be too worried about that. Okay, so that is going to go there. Now for the basket, I found some burlap, I guess it is. And so what I did was I took my template. Where'd I throw it now? Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, it's right here in front of me. Can't find it. Laid it on the back side. So remember, when we're doing something, you slide it, you slide it, and you flip it over. It's not that detrimental on this, but it's just the habit I'm in. So I'll just stick with it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. Now I'm going to also say that I'm going to cut it out around the outside and stay on the outside of my lines just to make sure that it's generous enough to cover up the little red handle on this so that it covers that up. Okay. So that out. A little harder to cut through. Take my time. It's that heavy material versus just thin paper. And I will ink it also. And sometimes, and I like it, it already has the basket look, so I won't have to do any pen work to make it look like a basket. I may do just a little darker around the top to give it some dimension. Right on the, you can see the difference. Right on the fabric, okay? Now, I'll pull a little glue in here. I'm going to put the glue on this. I usually use tape, but for something like this, I'm gonna grab a glue. Oh, too cute, too cute. I'm just gonna set that there. Look at that, so cute. So on this side, I did the other thing. Same thing, they used the smaller hot air balloon, the a la carte, and I cut out one of the other words. It says, "Together we will touch the sky." So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to use the template. I'm going to cut it, and I've already again done that. Cut the basket to go on this one. So that keeps my colors. I have a little bit of brown on both sides of my page, so that, you know, we stay balanced and pleasing to the eye. That's just me. I don't know if that's a real thing, but that's what I like. I think that's one of those rules. If you have it on one side, you need to have it on the other, so your page is balanced, pleasing to the eye. Okay, a little bit of ink. Gotta watch, I'm tearing apart my, whew, crazy, lost my ink pen. All right. And this one, I have enough material space. I'm going to go ahead and tape. Now this one's going to get a little pen work because he just kind of doesn't look like he's matching. So I want him to look, let's see, how do we want to do it? Just going to go around the edge of the balloon and just kind of, just not being real particular. I'm just making it kind of wavy looking. I just really need a jump off point for my, now we're going to bring our strings down. A little bit of color there makes it not look just blah. Gives it some. All right, now, you know, I think I changed that out over here, and I changed my mind and decided to use the smaller of the triangles and make a kite for over here, since this was called Kite Tails. I remember now, I did decide to do that. Not so sure I'm using this little piece, but that's what I did. I just found a piece of coordinating. There was a piece had some polka dots, it coordinates with all the colors. I just cut it out real quick, and that's the number 4 of 6 in the Fly High kit. Okay, now the other thing I did was I took one of my photo templates, and I just used it to draw a center line down and down, because I'm going to pen in the crosses on a kite. And I'm just going to do it real quick with this and just kind of make it come down here. You could use string, you could use more fabric, but I just decided that I was going to do it that way. I could change my mind and add something to it. I do have some string. I'm going to use some cord, some twine, going to use for the tail. I feel like he needs to go to that. Isn't it funny how you look at something and the colors just make you change them the way it's laying? Okay. We can add another balloon in there if we want to, another little grouping. No. We'll see. I might not. So I'm going to tie a little knot in this just to give it, I don't even know why, but because I am. I'm also going to pop these up. So I'll put one in each corner. I guess this is a little overkill with the size. Let's get the smaller ones. One in the middle, one in the middle, and then I will use a big one because generally what I do is I use a big one to help hold on my ribbon. Tie a couple more knots in it. Just feel like that just seems like the thing I want to do. So tying a couple knots in. Then what I do is I use I put a little bit of tape just to kind of hold it. And then I smush it out. And I use this to help hold it. I don't know why I peeled that off, but I did. Take off my tapies. I go through a million pop dots. I love them. I love stuff popped up. Okay. Now, I made out of some red, some little ribbons for the tail of the kite. I just took this and just traced them on here wherever I could fit them so that I would have them to put on. Okay. Everybody keeping up or following or doing it or doing something different? What's happening out there? Hi, Terry Crawford. Nice to see you. Nice to be seen by you, I guess. I'm not really seeing anyone. So what I'll do is see these are going to go on there. Just add some color. My floor is going to look like Susan's. I don't normally throw stuff on the floor, but I had to change my setup a little and it's making it a little more difficult. Yeah, so lots of sales going on, lots of good times to get some stuff. I saw that there was, I actually thought about it and then I looked at my paper stash and went, you do not need paper. Let's see, what did I see? The clearance for the last chance corner for the Kiwi club kits, 40 to 75% off on club kits. Some of them. I think that was the 2020 ones, I believe was the year, the 2020 club kits. So yeah, if you're looking for some past club kits, they're all at different prices and I didn't write down which ones are which category, but if you get on and look, you'll find it. I saw it posted on Facebook today too. I didn't really read it. I was busy, but I saw that all the different ones. Okay. Now I'm going to ink my little tails, my little ribbons or bows, I guess they are. I haven't flown a kite in a long time. I guess I take that back. Last time we were at the beach. Float kite with a granddaughter. Terry, are you using your Kiwi Lanes product templates yet? No, you had been having a little trouble getting started with them. Anybody else having any trouble with any of theirs? Getting going with them? So what I like to do, this is just a little thing I do. I like my bows to be up so they look like they're in the wind. So what I do is I cut my little pop dots in half on the sheet. Okay, and then I put it on either side. And this kind of does two little things. It pops up my thing and then it holds my cording in place where I want it to be. So I get the dots on here and then we'll put those in place. And I put them out so that you know, the cord can go between the pop dots. So just remember to leave yourself enough room for whichever ribbon your cord or you're using, or you know, baker's twine or whatever. Okay. The little one's always the hardest, and sometimes I have to cut a little more off of it to fit, depending on how good I am at getting it in place, if my little fingers are working or not. All right. Okay. So I kind of want him to trail that way. So we're going to take and I've tried gluing and that, and sometimes it works, and it would probably, but so I'm just going to, on either side of it, just push my little ribbon down and it holds it in place. Okay. And I could twist this in any way I want it to go, or straight down. Well, I might just do that. That looks kind of cute. Might get lost on there a little. Okay, there's two. So this is how nice that kind of makes a little, I don't even know, holder for your ribbon. All right, so there's that. Okay, how we doing? All right. So now I have that over there. I haven't nailed that down yet because not quite ready. I have my kite here, and I was thinking I have another piece of something somewhere. I'm thinking I need to get some red over here. I was thinking this little kite might look cute red. So I think I might just do that. Decide which way I want to put him. Just doesn't matter, does it? Okay, so I'm going to trace him out. It is a little lighter on the other side, so I'm actually going to flip it just because my room is dark right now. I'm having trouble seeing everything. So I'm going to trace on this side. Don't have to worry about pencil marks then. I'm not going to trace around the ribbons because I'll probably cut that and out of something else. I don't normally ever make them out of the same material. All right, so cut this out real quick. So these triangles, at first I was a little like, okay, well, how am I gonna work this in? And you know, just got to wrap your head around it or start working with some pictures. And when I quit trying to fit things into them and use them as a background, it really worked a lot better. You know, like the one picture that I showed you that I just sat them off to the side as a decoration. So they're a foundational piece and they're versatile. You can do some different things with them. make a bigger kite. All right, so there's a kite on that side. No, no, nope, 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 nope. We're gonna stay over here. Okay, let's get some more cord. This quick little piece. I think I'm gonna just I'm going to use my wide thing. This one's just going to be a little different. Nothing too crazy. Some pop-ups. Let's see, what color do I want? I'm sorry, I keep moving that, not on purpose, just what I do. Let's see, what color do I want? I don't want yellow. I don't want red. I don't want brown. I don't want that red. I'm gonna use, I don't really want green, but don't give up on me yet. I have little pieces laying here. It's too pink. All right, we're going to, yeah, you know what? I think we should use the same little polka dot if I can find it. Aha, found it. All right. And then the conservation of space, I'll do them right down here. I just trace around them real quick. Number one. Two. One of the pages that I started to do, and I thought I might do for tonight, was some pictures of my granddaughter with Dumbo. And might have to figure out how to make a Dumbo. A flying elephant. Anybody make one of those? Has anybody made a Dumbo? I know Linda Hansen makes lots of fun animals. That frog was stinking adorable. So I'll figure it out. Or I won't. We'll see. It's one of those things, you let it roll around in your head a little and it'll pop in. It'll happen. One of the gifts I got for Christmas, my sister-in-law gave us prints that she had done of my husband's grandmother and some other relatives that I've never seen these photos of weddings and stuff. And they're all, the only challenge is going to be they're all 5x7s. That's hard to do. So I went today and tried to pick out some paper to, and they're all black and white. So that will be my next challenge, getting that figured out. I like to use like the ombre look or whatever, that vignette and the old black and whites. But selection was pretty limited. Everything was geared more towards a wedding. I'm not doing a wedding, so I found some, so we'll see how that goes. That'll be one of my next the next things I do after sometimes, I don't know about you, I can't work on the same thing all the time. My mind gives up on it. So then I might switch it out and work on something else for a little while. And then when I really, like the other day when I came home and I hadn't been doing this for so long because of everything, I just sat down and made cards to get my mojo flowing again, my creative juices. I just made cards. And that was all right. It worked. Got me thinking, got me cutting, touching paper, playing, creating. Oh my gosh. I needed it because I really had just been away for so long. Not doing it. Okay, so here I come with my tabs. These, put them on. It's easy on this big one. It just gets a little harder on the smaller ones. Anybody else have pop dot papers like everywhere? I have them everywhere. I'll find them on all my sleeves when I go downstairs and leave my scrap room and head down. Late doing this at 8 o'clock. So I'm Eastern time. So all of you that are over here in the Eastern time with me, thank you for staying awake. Not that we'll try to make this kind of quick, not be here all night. Because 8 o'clock at night, sometimes I'm up here that late, but I don't know. I'm retired. I don't go to work tomorrow. So I appreciate all of you that are spending your evening with me. Because it is not early. It's already 9 o'clock. But we'll have this popped out here in no time and you can all get to bed at a decent hour. Or you can stay up and keep creating. It's your party. You can do what you want. All right. Now, I really feel like he needs to be popped up. He just looks so blah sitting there beside the kite. I'm just going to cut a big one in half just because I want the length of it and it's in my hand. Give me a little more pop up on this side. I could have used 2 little ones, but you ever have where sometimes you have to push them on or you go to take the back off and they come right back off in your hand? Okay, now. All right. So now I like to, little detailing. I'm gonna put this little piece away because I don't want to lose it. Okay. Little bit of detailing here. I'll just do some stitch work and some dots and there's no rhyme or reason. I just do it to break up the colors and create a little bit of separation. A little bit more texture, I guess. I don't know if it makes a difference when you're looking at it on the screen, but up close, I really feel like it adds. I don't do it on all of them, but I had yellow on yellow here, so. And sometimes I just do swiggly things. I just change it up. It's whatever, kind of whatever more. If I'm doing flowers a lot, I tend to just do like a nice little loop. I just do like a real light, free flowing. And I don't get all uptight about everything being perfect, straight and square. This is a handmade item. It's my hand. If my hands aren't shaky this night, it might be better than night where they're shaky. I honestly will tell you, I do get nervous doing this. I'm not saying, won't say I don't. Much more relaxed when it's just me and my friends. Can't wait. We're getting ready next weekend to go to a crop. Very much looking forward to seeing everyone. Just being in that fellowship of fellow creators that like to have a good time and create. The last one of our friends fell and got hurt. I'll be anxious to hear about her. I haven't heard anything about her, if she's okay or how she's doing, anything. Been having a rough time of it. I don't know about you guys. Doesn't creating just make you feel good? Relaxes the mind. All right, let's see. I like that. I like it. Gives it a little bit of something. Sometimes I'm tempted to do a little swirly in there. I'm never quite brave enough for that one. Should have done it before. All right, what do you think? Another little balloon over here to kind of, I think it's gonna look blah without it. So let's pick something. Thinking this yellow. Help bring that yellow over to that side. A little bit of yellow. What do you guys think? I think that would be a good plan. This up. I have just a little craziness here. All right, here we go. Gonna use this piece right here. Nah, I want a little bit more diagonal of the. Oh, what do I think? I don't want them up and down. Well, you know, a hot air balloon would have potentially up and down stripes. That one already has stripes going the other way. Let's do it. Let's do it. Make the basket another color. Okay, trace that out real quick. Don't forget, $25, you get a free hot air balloon a la carte. They're nice, the a la cartes. Well, they're all different, obviously, but that's a nice little fill in for an area when you're working. Let's cut this out real quick. We'll ink it. Do a little design on it or something. Been pulling out my Sizzix and doing a little bit of texture to some of my plain paper. Every once in a while, like get to everything. Okay, how's everybody? Everybody still creating along with me? Okay. Let's make that balloon look round. Let's see, what color shall we make his basket? I guess we're gonna go to brown again as soon as I find it. I think the baskets should all match. Just real quick trace around it. Amazing how you can have a piece of something forever. I've had that one piece of material, burlap. I guess that's what it's burlap for. Seems like forever. don't use big pieces of it. I think we'll pop him up as well. Okay, how we doing? Anything going on up there? Okay. I think I'm gonna put them right, touching, kind of centering down. All right, now I need to cut my pages in half. Oh, I don't have him down. Silly me. Let's just real quick. He's gonna be flat. Away we go, huh? Now, getting the pen, sorry if I'm reaching over. All right. I'm deciding I probably will just put something right here. Like, actually, I think I did bring it. Disney Vacation, but I don't want all of. I bought these years ago in Lancaster. I've had them forever and ever. And I think this is the perfect spot. Ooh, I'm gonna pour on me. And I will date it. I think this was the 29th. December 29th, 2021. And I will put that we were at Animal Kingdom. It's the Kite Tail show. All right, that is that. What do you guys think? Pretty quick, huh? Pulled that together. I don't know if I showed, did I show you guys this one? Anybody have any questions before I cover this up? Anything at all? All right. So I did this one. I'll just show you real quick. I used the new from the what's it called? The templates. I'm forgetting what they're called. It's not wacky. Goodness, where'd they go? Not Wonderland. They must be out here. No, they're Whimsy from the fall, where we have the heart and that. And this was a week we went, my husband and I took our granddaughter and we went to our timeshare, and it's palm trees, and yet there was a Christmas tree in the middle of all the palm trees. And these are just little pictures that I will document a lot about it, because it was a week of just fun with her. But I used the diamond, put a Christmas tree, because there's a Christmas tree and palm trees. And instead of snow angels, we made sand angels, which cracked me up that she laid down in the sand and did that. and just blowing bubbles and being a diva. But anyway, utilizing this large one. This I did with the cloud a la carte, and I just kept flipping it around until I was able to make kind of a cloud look my own. I just kept flipping that cloud around and made it. Well, let me find it. I'll show you what I did. I'm sure you guys probably already get it, but I will pull it here. So I, started with it, centered my words. Then I came and I believe I started like this, okay? But then I flipped it over to get the other side of it and a little bit. And then I flipped it upside down and did that so that I could get all the words and it kind of looked like a cloud, because I didn't want to just put a template, not a template, a tag or a bracket up there. But this bracket is just tagged here because I'm going to type on the computer and fill it in. And I may put something else, another cloud or something here. I just was playing with it, hadn't quite finished it yet. But again, pulled in another one of our big backgrounds and some a la cartes. So anyway, okay, everyone, that's all I have for tonight. If you have any questions, I hope you had fun. It was a quick layout, an hour and 20 minutes. Again, probably because we did this. I will take this to the cutter. I guess I should do it for you. So you guys, if you don't do this, I do it. Just bring the cutter in. And I'm sure you're all quite capable. And I just line it up and separate them. So nice and easy, 2-page layout. Yeah, learn from my learning about the selfie, not printing quite as wide. All right, everyone, if you have any questions or anything, please pop it in here. If there's nothing else, I'm going to call it a night, and thanks for watching. Hope to see you all again real soon. Good night.